Welcome in once again to the Yugioh Fresh Off the Press community, where we will consistently dive into personalized insights and entertainment discussions from me and my guests about many different Yu-Gi-Oh topics and aspects of life that you can't find anywhere else. We're here to feed that endless, eternal Yu-Gi-Oh cardboard addiction. You guys already know. Welcome into Fresh Off the Podcast, Episode 1, the best new Yu-Gi-Oh voice in town, guys. Welcome in, man. This podcast is fresh off the press, just like my Yu-Gi-Oh channel, and I'm excited, to actually go through, this journey and actually put myself out there with this first episode, and I look forward to having a great time doing so. I just wanted to, do a small shout out to the Fresh Off the Press community and our YouTube channel, man. If by any chance you haven't subscribed yet, then check out our description down below and make sure you go over there and destroy that subscribe button, as it really does mean a lot to me. You guys continue to be the straight MVPs, man. And just shout out to the Fresh Off the Press community, man. The growth has been insane for the last couple of months. I'm super excited. Big plans for the channel. This is just the beginning, and I'm just super stoked, super excited to bring this platform, to our community. I want to invite community members. I want to go ahead and invite other podcasters, other content creators, and we're going to have, just healthy discussions about the Yu-Gi-Oh community and about many different other aspects of life. So if you're interested, make sure, again, you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, and also that you follow our podcast on Spotify as well, guys. So today, again, the first couple of three episodes, the next couple of episodes, most likely the next two after this one, we're going to go ahead and just do a podcast about myself, just going straight into it and, putting myself out there with this first episode. And the second one is going to be about my YouTube channel and its growth. And the third one, in the next episode, I'll make sure to provide, the title for that third episode. I'm super excited, man, just to be able to put my voice, put myself out there. I know there's a lot of people, shout out to Chris from the Fresh Off the Press community, the commute man, the commute guy himself. He's always listening to my content while he commutes to and from work and things of that nature. So, I just thought podcast content would fit perfectly in, for our community, just for those people that are looking to listen in on a commute, to and from work, maybe at work, they're bored or they got their work done. They got a little bit of extra time, things of that nature. And even, if you're not bored at work, just at home, maybe skimming through your cards, through your collection, things of that nature. I just want to make sure that I put my content out there, man. And it really means a lot that you guys would take the time to actually listen in. So again, guys, all of this is new to me. I'm just starting this. Really, this podcast is going to be funny and insightful to look back at this first episode. And, I'm just here to learn. I'm here to learn. I'm super excited to dive into, this first podcast episode. And in this case, it's going to be all about me today. Just who I am, where I come from, what I stand for and things of that nature. And, so yeah, let's dig in. Again, before we dive into, actually talking about myself, I just want to put out there the goal for this podcast, for the Fresh Off the Podcast. The main goal is for me to be able to provide personalized insights and entertainment alongside any possible guest that may swing by the show, mainly, again, with regards to Yu-Gi-Oh, that you can't find nowhere else. It's as simple as that. As I previously stated, for our first couple of episodes, I'll be focusing mainly on me, on solo episodes about many different aspects of my life, such as who I am as a person, what I stand for, my beliefs, my advice. That's really key, guys. I'm looking forward to just offering that advice in life, things that I've learned throughout my experiences in life and things of that nature that might serve someone else and maybe some particular situation that they're going through. And also my love story for Yu-Gi-Oh, man, and the journey of my Fresh Off the Press YouTube channel. Obviously without getting political or religious or none of that nonsense here on the podcast. But after a while, after I get the hang of things, I do plan to expand into receiving guests from all walks of life. Obviously, mainly focusing on Yu-Gi-Oh theme episodes, obviously, and things of that nature. Though, I mean, for the podcast itself, I want to make sure I talk about many different things. I have a lot to offer, not just Yu-Gi-Oh, but I also know about crypto and precious metals, all different types of investments. I have a love for basketball, and also what else, and gaming too. I love to game since I was a little kid. So I have plenty of different episodes, talking about all walks of life, like I like to say. But I know most of you guys are going to be here mainly focusing on Yu-Gi-Oh, and that is why we're here today. So again, I have yet to officially determine the duration of these podcast episodes or how frequent we'll be doing these yet, as like I said, this is just all new to me, but we'll definitely be growing into things. I'm big on that, just growing into things. You start something, you put in the hard effort, you put in the hard work, and then, eventually you just grow into things and they pan out, based on that hard work and that effort that you put in. It's as simple as that. And like I said, eventually we'll come back to this first episode down the line and just notice all that progress that we shall have, made by then. It'll be pretty interesting. And I'm looking forward to this journey and the challenges that it may present. Just wanted to make sure that I threw out a couple of shout outs out there, man. Just want to shout out some people, that form part of our fresh off the press community, man. Again, I love the full community, but there's always just those couple of people that always, go that extra mile and things of that nature. So obviously Sage, man, just want to take the time to shout out Sage. He's another content creator. He has his own YouTube channel. He's going to be live streaming soon. I'll definitely try and support, and be there, at the time of recording of this podcast. So I look forward to that. But man, Sage, since day one, man, wow, he took over the Discord, changed it all up, creating a solid Discord community over there. Man, that is just priceless. All the help that Sage has been to my channel, to myself, man, it's incredible. What a human being, man. I really just wanted to shout him out. Great people. And I definitely look forward to, growing our relationship through the channel, through Yu-Gi-Oh, and also supporting his channel as well. Gorilla, man, that's another one. Like DJ Khaled likes to say, I just wanted to make sure I shouted him out. Another day one has been straight, with me since day one. And also Sage, Gorilla, I had them on Fresh Friday features. That was an awesome experience. So, definitely shout out to Gorilla and Renz, man, a fellow content creator. Wow, what a person, man. Another Fresh Friday feature member. And recently won our giveaway, man. 5 billies over there towards Ren. So I'm super excited, and the Wabi, man. So it never gets old. Super supportive since he joined over in the community. And I really, really appreciate that as well. And, recently Chris and Manuel became members of our YouTube channel. I'm really appreciative of that as well. Chris, the commute man, like I said earlier in the podcast, just always does such a great job, man. So shout out to him. Tyler, Leon, also a day one. Alex, a member of the channel. Haver, there's just so many people, man, and the rest of the community. Thank you so much. I know I'm going a little bit on a rant. This is all new to me, but it is what it is. I want to make sure I cover everything in my first episode, and then we'll fall and grow into things and streamline everything down the line. But thank you so much to all the other community members that like to just stay hidden in the back scenes. I can respect that. But thank you all, for the support that you have provided me in my channel in these last couple of months. So without any further ado, let's get started just with a brief description of myself. Your boy Jay from Yugioh, fresh off the press, guys. Welcome in, guys. My name is Jeremy Concepcion. That's my full name, guys. But, I like to be referred as to just Jay, Jey, though I really like just, if you could say that nickname or just to be named that way, because growing up in high school and everyone used to call me Jay, you know what I mean? Some people thought it was just the letter J or Jay, but I just like to go by Jey. So I really appreciate those people that, keep that in mind and, say it right and things of that nature. So, that's me. I was born in New York in 1990, guys. So I'm currently 33 years of age, heading into my mid-30s, but I'm feeling great in life, man. have my beautiful family, just started my new YouTube, Yugi, Yugi tubing, things of that nature. And I have big plans, not just for this channel, but, to have a crypto channel. What else? A gaming channel. And this is just the beginning. I just want to put out myself out there for the world to consume me, my personality, my good vibes, my good energy, just doing the things that I love. Because, I love multiple things in life. You know what I mean? I love Yu-Gi-Oh since I was a kid, but I've always loved basketball. I've always loved gaming. And, recently as an adult, I love crypto as well and investing. So, I like to do it all. I like to be a diverse human being, per se. I like to, nibble at different things in life. So, yeah, that's just your boy Jay, man. You know what I mean? So, that's definitely who I am. But again, my origins, meaning of my both parents, were, they were born and raised from the Dominican Republic, the DR, which is located in the Caribbean as an island that has a border with Haiti and is located right next to Puerto Rico, for those that might not, know, and skip geography class back in school. So, that's definitely a good one. Yeah, man, I come from the DR. I consider myself, again, I'm a proud island boy, man. I really love me some DR. If you guys never been there, y'all should definitely go visit sometime. You're definitely missing out, man. Beautiful country. I love it. Has great tourism, Punta Cana, high end, 5 stars, just one of the top destinations in the world where you see like singers and famous people go, and even have, like actual, villas and residences down there and things of that nature. And I can't blame them then. That's some next level stuff. So, definitely make sure to check out the DR, man. I love DR, and of course I love the States as well. I was born here, like I said, in New York. I'm Dominican American, and it is what it is. So yeah, I'm also a family man with a wife. Shout out to wifey, by the way. Without her, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't even have this opportunity because she puts me in situations where she just respects my time and my craft, and just the energy that I'm putting into this project on the daily. She covers everything. She covers the home down pat. And again, I have a beautiful daughter as well. So wifey takes care. She holds it down, man. Man, wifey, man, shout out to you. I love you, man. I love wifey. I just wanted to make sure, I covered that because, hey, it's strong, man. They always say a good man always has, what's that say? A man always has a good wife behind him or something like that. You know what I mean? And I would be nowhere near the man that I am today if it wasn't for wifey. So, just shout out to her. She definitely deserves that. And, and my daughter as well, beautiful daughter. She's the best. So, yeah, I know in this episode, a lot of shout outs, a lot of, this and that. But again, it's all about introducing myself to the world with this first episode. A couple of episodes in, we're going to streamline everything, and I'm not going to introduce myself like this in every episode. This specific episode, is about me. And I just want to make sure that the community knows who I am, what I stand for, where I come from. And that's really important to me, just to put myself out there. You know what I mean? So I really appreciate your understanding. So again, I just have a passion for Yu-Gi-Oh, man. And I consistently display it via the content that I make on my YouTube channel. As you guys, have been witness, man, even with my introduction, maybe with my outros, just throughout the videos, the phrases, the way that, that I create my content, man. I put myself out there. I believe that I have a beautiful personality, and I just want good vibes, good energy, for me to give out to the world and to receive it back. And that's why I just love the fresh off the press community, that we're creating here, man. Man, it's crazy. It's humbling. Like I always say, it never gets old, and I do not take it for granted. That's why every day I put in the time, I put in the work. Because that's the minimum, man, that the community deserves, just for all the great, again, energy vibes that you guys provide to me, man. I'm really thankful and grateful for that. So yeah, man, another aspect that I wanted to get in today is that I believe that mental health should always be a priority in life. to ensure that life balance and wellness is maintained at all times. I mean, on this podcast, I always want to add some spice of some sorts, add a philosophical aspect to it when applicable, just provide that value mentally to you guys to help you guys understand that we can all succeed in life, man. Honestly, we just have to believe in ourselves. The rest is history. I mean, it does sound cliche, man, but honestly, the first step in anything that we can, indulge in, any project, any dreams we might have, any goals, is the first step is to believe that you can get it done. Then the universe and life will find a way to actually make it pan out. And the same happened, with my YouTube channel. But, we'll leave that for episode 2, in that story, in that sense. But yeah, man, I just wanted to mention, and I know this is strong, you know what I mean? And that's what I like about the podcast environment, It's more like some people, throw F-bombs around. It's more like you could be yourself. You know what I mean? Like, where like the market watch is more like a product per se. And I say that's how people watch it, under these circumstances. Like, okay, you have the market watch. It has to look clean. It has to go a certain way. It has to do this. But here in the podcast, it's just that 100% access to Jay, your boy Jay from Fresh Off the Press. And, that's what makes it strong. Sometimes we're going to talk about some things, that are a little bit more interesting than normal per se. And things of that nature. And in this case is going to be, I wanted to mention that I personally suffer from dyslexia and hereditary anxiety, guys. I'm a person that, has suffered throughout the past years, because again, this new channel is just a couple of months, that I started this up. But, I've had a crypto channel for a year now, but I should have had that channel like 5 years ago, for example. Right. But I was dealing with anxiety, just a lot of fear of putting myself out there. What will people say? What will people think? How would I sound? What if I mess up? How would I be seen? This, that, and the other, and it's taken a lot for me to actually overcome that. But I'll get into more details later in the podcast. But yeah, I suffer from dyslexia. Man, you see, guys, dyslexia and hereditary anxiety. So if you see me struggle with some enunciation, shout out to Renz, or sometimes stumble and switch letters around from words and things of that nature, then it's probably due to my dyslexia. As it's a mental state where people switch letters, words, and sometimes numbers around in the brain subconsciously. So the good thing is that people that have this condition tend to be really smart and intelligent as well. So honestly, it's all about perspective. And to me, this is a really good trade-off. And I view this condition more as an asset rather than a liability, honestly. So, I'm truly happy to have been provided this state of mind, if we can see it that way. So, it's all about perspective, and that's just, the way I see it with regards specifically, with dyslexia. But, with regards to the hereditary, yeah, I said that correctly, anxiety aspect of things, man, this is a tough, pill to swallow, honestly. I really struggled growing up just to fit in. I didn't like standing in the front of the classroom, being involved in crowds. I was always shy, and in retrospect, it has now made me recognize that I was definitely, an introvert, as most of us here, probably are in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. And I always felt my body's nervous system just give in, and become anxious when certain tense situations would pop up throughout my life. You know what I mean? I was, per se, the black sheep in the white herd. Never like going to parties, never drank alcohol, and still don't do to this day, by the way. I was never good with the girls, if you know what I mean. I was always, just scared to death to even just go apply for my first job ever, man. I mean, it was crazy. Just everything that I had to deal with throughout the different steps, of my life and throughout this whole journey. When that nervous system triggers, it's a wrap for me, man, in a sense, when it comes to that anxiety. But the last couple of years, I've been able to overcome it, and to the point where I can, even have my channel now and things of that nature. So let's get, a little bit into how that was possible. I mean, I can laugh about it today, but again, it was definitely a major struggle growing up in life. I mean, it's something that throughout the years, as I've grown and matured, now with a daughter and a wife, my beautiful family has helped me out a lot, man. Like I say, especially wifey, man, couldn't have done it without her. Yo, and without my daughter, man, honestly, shout out to the wifey. Once again, the one and only true MVP wifey, my man. But yeah, the one other major attributing factor to me being able to successfully challenge my anxiety to a point where I just don't let it control my life anymore for the most part has been motivational speaking. People like Les Brown, Eric Thomas, Robert Kiyosaki, and Tony Robbins, just to name a few, man. I mean, it might sound cliche, but I'm just putting it out there. What has worked for me, it's worked wonders. It's flipped my life, 360. And I'm doing things today that even 2, 3, 5 years ago, I would have never been able to do. So that's just the main attributing factor, other than obviously my family, wife, and things of that nature, just motivational speaking, guys. I could literally make a full podcast episode about the impact this has made to my life. So I'll try to keep it at that for now. But man, it literally took me from someone essentially scared of life with major fear to do anything of real value, really to being able to have multiple YouTube channels and not being afraid anymore to put myself out there and just not be afraid to showcase to the world who I truly am. I mean, before I consider myself to have been mentally weak, where I now definitely consider myself to be mentally strong. Of course, do I get occasional days where the struggle comes in and you just have those down days? Sure, man. It happens to all of us. I mean, life ain't perfect and I am human just like everyone else, but it truly has helped me to at least change my life around, change that mindset, the way, the perspective, the way that I see things, that I attack things just mentally, you know what I mean? Just towards that mental health, it has changed my life. So again, guys, if you guys find some extra time, don't hesitate in checking out those people, those motivational speakers that I just mentioned. At the bare minimum, if any of you guys have any type of struggles, similar to the ones I mentioned above, because that is why I am here, man. That's what I am here for, to help change people's lives, to provide that useful information that no one told me about when I needed it the most, to help change people's lives for the better, not just through the love and passion that we commonly share towards Yugioh, but, to be that person that helps you just feel better, that helps you make better investment decisions, obviously not to be considered any official financial advice, but just that type of help. And that just helps you live a better overall life. So that's my purpose in life. And here we are, man, living proof. And this is just the beginning. So I don't mind putting all this and myself out there for the world to consume, really, and I don't say it in a way where I consider myself to be a victim of those mental health diseases per se, to the point where I would seek people's sympathy or pity, as the true purpose, at least for me, is to positively impact as many lives as I can via my story, hopefully serving as an inspiration to many other similar-minded, relatable people and Yu-Gi-Oh community members out there, man, really. You just have to believe in yourself, believe that you can do it. The rest is history. Like I previously said, the universe will take care of everything else from there on out, man. I mean, my main goal in life is to help others, to give back, to share that good energy and vibes endlessly, to be part of the good that this world has to offer. Never forget that even though at times it may not feel like it, there's more good than bad in this world. And that's very important, in my opinion, to be able to always, highlight that. So yeah, man, I just wanted to make sure that I went through a little bit of myself, just got those details out there, just make sure that you guys understand who I am, to the full extent, what I stand for, what I've been through, and just my story, man. I want to put my story out there. This episode is extremely important for me, just to let my community know my story, where I come from, what I've been through per se. And it hasn't been easy, but it's not supposed to be. So, we'll definitely get into that a little bit later on, the podcast. So yeah, I just wanted to move on to this simple question. What has surprised you the most about this new journey that life has created for you via the content or the creation of your fresh off the press community? So again, in episode 2, I'm going to focus, specifically on my YouTube journey and my channel and its growth and things of that nature. But, honestly, man, everything has just been mind-boggling to me. At the very beginning, I literally had no expectations, none at all. I thought I would just upload a video to YouTube and essentially get no feedback like most people do. That was the mindset, just putting it out there for the world and hopefully get at least one person to view me, to view my content, to sub to my channel, and boom, shakalaka. I mean, it just came out of nowhere, man. A flood of Yu-Gi-Oh community members. My day ones started popping up. Shout out to Leon. Shout out to Gorilla Sage. Yo, it was just crazy. I don't know. We're just showing so much support, man. So many uplifting comments, so many views, so many likes. I just couldn't believe it. Like, I'm just being honest. This was the most surprising factor for me. And another honorable mention was that I never thought my voice would be a thing, honestly. I had no clue under the right context, under the right circumstances, that my voice would ever become relevant and appeasing to some. I've even been invited to other podcast communities, man, and have done collaborations with other content creators. And at the end of the day, one thing most of them share in common is that they let me know how they enjoy my voice, man. They just say the way I sound, the way I explain things, what some of you guys in the community are calling JSMR, man. Shout out to Renz. I think he was the one that came up with that, if I'm not mistaken. But, instead of the regular ASMR, obviously changing the A with the J, man, I love it. I simply love it. Man, JSMR is in the house, and I just love the fact that I can provide such great value through my voice, man, and the rest of the content just literally had no idea, man. It's crazy how life works, and I'll definitely talk about this more in my next podcast episode, so make sure you guys stay tuned, man. So, let's move into the advice section, just for other content creators and for anyone out there listening. I mean, when it comes to advice for other content creators and just anyone else that is tuning in, let me just put my philosophical hat on real quick and let's dig in. I mean, Philosophical J is in the building. Let's get it. So for my fellow content creators out there, be willing to grow into things. Again, I'm just a small-time Yugi tuber, but the same concepts that has worked for me and the even way bigger channels can definitely work for you if you're just getting started on your YouTube journey. You can always do worse. You can always do better. But just make sure that you're always doing. And that's really the key, always taking action and moving forward. And this is not just for content creators, but just everyone in life. We always have to be moving, creating things, thinking about things, brainstorming. You know what I mean? That's what we're here for. Embrace the journey, face any challenges head on, always believe in yourself and get over the bumps in the road and be mentally strong. The bad comes with the good, so be open to the unknown, to anything and to everything. Guys, choose your heart in life. Everything is hard. It's hard to have a YouTube channel, man. All the grind it takes, the hours of research, video recording for some people, video editing for those that edit their videos, I don't edit my market watches and I'm not going to edit my podcast. I know people like clean audio and edits and, you don't want to hear stops or certain noises. Nah, I just put it straightforward, raw. Me and my guests on my podcast, you're going to get what it is. Just a straight conversation. Like if we would be talking face to face, you know what I mean? And it'll be what it'll be. I'm just not into that editing thing, at least for now. I understand the benefits maybe down the road, but for now, it is what it is. But also, thumbnail creation, video topic ideas, you name it, guys. An extreme amount of work always goes on behind the scenes, guys, back in the lab, as I like to say. To be able to create a YouTube channel, maintain it, and continue to grow it. It's extremely difficult, extremely hard, bro. You know what I mean? But then again, the other side of the coin is also extremely hard. Not having a YouTube channel is so hard, man. Not having anyone know who you are, all that you have to offer to this world, all that value that you can provide to others, not having that sense of inclusion of your very own community around you, not being able to create that environment where you just feel that you belong, that you can be free to be yourself, man. Now that's definitely hard as well. So basically, like I just said, there's always two sides. There's always like two sides to a coin, right? The same thing happens with life and any challenge you go through. I mean, it'll be hard regardless. So, you know what I mean? Another brief example is the gym. It's hard to go to the gym, guys, to put in the time and the effort, to have your muscles feel sore the next day, to hit them weights with all you got. But then it's also hard to not go to the gym, to not feel healthy, to not feel fit, to have low self-esteem, to feel like maybe you got a little extra, too many extra pounds on you and things of that nature. So, yeah, I mean, in conclusion, or my conclusion of all this is that you can apply this same mindset to everything else in life. Just choose your hard well, because everything in life is just hard, guys. Any way you slice it, life is hard, point blank. Okay. But, now knowing the fact that we can really do, what can we really do about it? That's what I want to, what I meant to say. what can we really do about it once we know that fact, the fact that life is hard? It's okay for life to be hard. That's just the way it goes. Contrary to popular belief, life was not created for it to be easy, really. It's always a losing battle, man. I mean, our most precious asset, time, is always slipping away from us. Health always becomes a factor, especially into the latter years. New challenges always arise. The roller coaster of life is always rolling through its peaks and valleys, highs and lows, good and bad. It just never stops. And that's all fine. That's just the way it's supposed to be. And the sooner that you guys realize that, the better, most likely you'll be doing in life as we navigate through this journey on a daily basis. So again, guys, instead of dwelling in the negative, in the bad, in the hard, in the challenges, in the fact that it's always a constant losing battle, that's where the mindset needs to flip. That switch, man. Mentally, a switch needs to be flipped towards a change for the better. Just create a new need towards focusing more on the positives of lives, of life, on the rewards of life, of overcoming. Wow, what a word, man. Just overcoming such challenges, overcoming how hard life can be, overcoming anything that life throws your way. If there was ever a word of the day, it's definitely overcome, man. It all comes down to perspective. And at the end of the day, it's our choice to make, to choose what type of life we want to live. It's our choice to decide what lens we're going to use to view life as either positive or as negative. It's as simple of a choice as that, guys. And again, there's people, this is not to say that everyone is going, through bad times right now, or that necessarily all of this applies to everyone. But I mean, we all have a life, right? And, there's ups and downs. The world ain't perfect, right? So most of us, we're going to be going through something, and it's always good to keep that perspective in mind, man. I want my community to be mentally strong, to always feel good, those good vibes, positive energies. And that is what we're, here for. And yeah, man, just some final thoughts. Again, I wanted to touch base on the importance of other social networks as well. Guys, just make sure if possible, to check out my different social networks. You just never know, man. If the YouTube channel ever gets compromised, you want to make sure that you have access to your boy Jay from Fresh Off the Press at all times. So make sure to follow me on all other social media platforms. I'll make sure to leave my link tree most likely in the description, down below. And also in my YouTube channel, I'm always, making sure that I'm promoting my own social media platforms just to make sure that you guys, can consume short form content, different type of content as well, but that you can have access to your boy Jay from Fresh Off the Press. You just never know. Here's a quick story about my wife's sister's husband, however you call that. Well, he had a baseball sports YouTube channel, man. 2 years of work put into his craft, and one day, it just vanished. Went from having a 7K subscriber monetized YouTube channel to losing essentially his entire community in one fell swoop. His channel got 3 strikes, with these just being honest mistakes made through his 2-year journey as he went through the learning curve and things of that nature. The 3 strikes never came from an ill will or malintent, but he still ended up paying that maximum price. Now he's on his journey to recreate his community once again and start from scratch. I know he'll eventually do good again because thankfully he has the experience and wherewithal to make the magic happen all over again. But still, man, no one wants to, if you can avoid it, no one wants to find themselves in a similar situation. So you know what I mean? That's why I always say, I have my other social networks. And again, from my end, the way to avoid 100% damage infliction, like in a situation like this, would be just to have my community members follow me, not just on YouTube, but also in most, if not all, my other social media networks. So you just never know, man. I mean, thankfully, I don't have any strikes on my YouTube channel and don't plan to get any. But at the end of the day, YouTube is a private platform, man. You just never truly know, man, if you know what I mean. So go ahead and check my link tree, again, in the description down below, where we have centralized all our resources, and one click gets you in, and you can follow me on all my social networks easy peasy. I appreciate it. I mean, I get it. I'm lazy myself sometimes, but when things are important, like in this case, I always take action and make it happen. So if y'all would do that for me, I would really, really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much, man. So yeah, man, I mean, this is it, man. That's crazy. First podcast episode from Fresh Off the Podcast, guys. In our next episode, a little preview, it's going to be called The Road to 10K Subs. I'm super excited. It'll be a jam-packed podcast episode discussing the details of the journey of launching my very own Yu-Gi-Oh, basically becoming a Yugi tuber, my own Yu-Gi-Oh YouTube channel, the channel's purpose and goals, the main reasons for the channel succeeding in such a short time frame, and much, much more. So definitely, stay tuned for the new fresh off the podcast episode, episode 2 coming soon down the line. Make sure you have that bell clicked and that you're subscribed to YouTube, because through that platform, I'll be making sure that I let you guys know when that episode 2 is going to be coming out. But yeah, man, super excited. I can't believe the first episode is done, man. Hopefully you guys found value in today's content, just giving, a little bit of who I am, man, a piece of myself to the community. I'm stoked just to put myself out there. Hopefully you guys can find value, and entertainment as well in the content, and just maybe learn some life lessons, things of that nature, as we want the betterment for all, and for my community, guys. So yeah, man, I want to just thank you guys so much, man, for the support, me, the channel, and hopefully this podcast as well. Just thank you so much for your time, the time that you guys always invest, commenting, liking the video, being subscribed. The support is just endless. It never gets old, honestly, guys. I just want to make sure that you guys know I'm really thankful. I'm grateful. And just that attention that you guys give on the videos, again, through the comments, just paying attention, asking questions, and just that interaction, it is priceless to me, guys. So, all right, I'll let you guys get out of here, man. Thank you so much for participating in today's episode, listening in. It really does mean a lot, to me. So I definitely want you guys to have a good one, guys. All right, so stay fresh.